replacing the Supplemental Restraint Module, or SRS module, for the seatbelts in a BMW 335i convertible. This is a module that, when you go around corners fast, it locks or tensions the seatbelts from moving forward. In my case, the tensioner was on all the time.
Hello, what's your project today?
Today, our project is to replace the Supplemental Restraint module, the SRS module, that controls the seatbelts. What happens is, it's a bad module, and as you pull the seatbelt out, it locks.
All right.
The module is located behind in here. So what we're going to do is take out the seats and take out these bolsters, take out the back tray, and that will give us access to the module.
Okay.
The following slides will show you how to do it, and by the end of this project, which will be about an hour, the module will be replaced and this will work correctly.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get to it.
The tools you need will be a Torx screwdriver and a trim and molding tool set. The cost of a new module is $102 online, and a used module, I paid $45. I usually buy used items because if I am wrong about my guess to fix something, I am out less money. The dealer quote for this was $1,400, and that was after the third attempt at trying to figure out why my seatbelts weren't working right. You start by removing the bottom rear seat. There are two clips that hold each side on, and you just lift straight up at the edges and it will come out. Wiggling it back and forth, the back of the seat will release and it will come out. Now, the side bolsters. There's a pin at the bottom that holds it in. You'll have to lift up to release the bottom bolster. A trick I saw was to put the seatbelt over the door jamb to give you to stop it from hindering your removal. On the side bolster is a clip towards the top, which looks like you can push down to release. I wasn't able to, I just pulled straight out. The white clip released from the socket, but I was able to put it back in, not a problem. Once both sides came out, I was now able to fold down the rear seat and get to the back of the rear package tray, the back panel. I started by removing the basically the bag holders. There are two screws underneath this that you just undo. Also, there's a plastic clip around the seat stop. You just use the basically the trim removal tool to pry it loose. No issue there. And then on to the final steps to do. In the middle of this tray is a Torx screw. You just undo that. And then at the top, there's a catch. There's a little plastic tab you basically fold down, and you can use your upholstery trim removal tool to pry this a little bit forward and take it off. With that, then there's two rivets that you just pull out on the center pin. I used a set of wire cutters just to kind of get underneath that nail head and to get some leverage to pull it out, and they came right on out. There's also 6 clips on the top of that panel. You just basically pull straight out and it will come off. And once it's removed from the top, you just wiggle it and it will slide up slowly and come out. Once it's out, you have access to, well, what's behind that panel. And on the bottom At the bottom of the right-hand side is the SRS module. You'll have to remove this felt. Again, there are rivets holding it in. And also, there are Torx screws. You just remove the Torx screws. And to remove the wiring, you press down on that little blue button and slide the black lever over to the left, and that will release the electrical connector. Basically, you pull straight out on the metal casing around the module. That releases the whole module, and you put your new one in, put the screws back in, put the plug back in, slide the lever over to the right, and you're done. And the next steps are basically to put the back panel back in, reversing the steps that you used to take it out, and then putting in the rear seats, side bolsters in the rear seats. Some tricks I learned along the way is to keep that seatbelt out of your way, put it over the door jamb, and when putting in the side bolster, start with the top first. Again, you have to lift up so that that pin at the bottom goes in smoothly. That went in quite easily. Also, with the rear seat bottom, I put the seat belt in the catch, and that allowed me to fish it through the corner of the seat bottom. Be careful about the hook on either side. Make sure that slides under the bolster. And once it's in place, just press down and it's in place. And basically that's it with replacing the Supplemental Restraint Systems module, or SRS module, in a convertible. Best of luck.